I've taken to the streets of Calbayog City this morning. In the Philippines, you really got to watch where you're walking. I did stop and look at a lot of bakery shops, and now I've stopped to look at a vegetable stand. They're all making deals on roosters. I've taken to the streets of Calbayog City this morning. I actually had to, Terry had Zumba, and I've got that early appointment for a smog check. So I drove her in. She thought Zumba started at 6, and there was nobody here. Come to find out, I asked one of the Zumba ladies what time Zumba starts, and she says 6 something. That could mean 6:59. Probably more accurate. Anyway, it was 6:30. The instructor wasn't even here yet. Lito wasn't here, and I still hear no music. I dropped her off. They actually moved locations, and I dropped her off, and I still don't hear any music yet. So they're probably just gabbing away, but I'll check in on them here. They're behind the Christmas tree, which is still up in the end of January. Labor must be in short supply. Christmas teardown labor. Yep, still not going. 6:45. 6:45. 6:59, Lito. 6:59.
Wait. This is ready. The show is ready.
You're gonna be in line 7. You're gonna be in 7:45.
On the line.
7:45. Anyway, that was my insurance lady that took a copy of my OCR yesterday, and said she's going to stand in line for me. She's here at Zumba. I don't know how she's going to stand in line when she's at Zumba. We're going to get across this street. The nice thing about walking in Calbayog is anytime you feel like you're done walking, there's usually a bakery right there. So you walk until you get hungry, or walk until you the smell of the food gets to you. There's another one. I think that's why Filipinos have for breakfast. I think that's why Filipinos have developed a weight problem over the last 30 years. 30 years ago, you never seen a fat Filipino. They were all skinny. Today, I think either half of them eat at the bakery or the other half of them own a bakery. But that's okay. Some of the bakeries are really good. It might be part of my problem. I can't turn down ube-filled pandesal. Or, yeah, ube. Pandesal ube. I can't turn it down. They're my favorites. In the Philippines, you really got to watch where you're walking. You see this? That's like eye level with me. If I wasn't paying attention, I'd just look up and take my eye right out. And then there's stuff like this. and stuff like that. Well, we'll see. There used to be a lot more holes in the street than there are today. They've filled a lot of them up. They've cleared a lot of the sidewalks off. You can actually walk on the sidewalks, but I'm not sure how long the sidewalks will stay empty once the vendors start setting up. Good morning. You on YouTube? Anyway, there's another morning eatery. I'm not sure what it is. Chicken. I think it's chicken. Got fried chicken and bakery goods. Anyway, I'm gonna keep walking here. I'll walk down to City Hall. This is down here where Terry had her accident. I'll point out. She had an accident here about, I don't know, 7 years ago. This is a national highway we're coming up on. And again, national highway. And I'm not sure if this goes on today, but back when the previous mayor was in charge, they used to block this intersection off here. And so they could have their morning quarters right here in the middle of the street. And I'm curious to know if they still do that. But anyway, they had this intersection blocked off, and they forced all this traffic that was coming in from the north to go through the city and one block up. I think that's where they had the barricade, one block up. So they're forcing like 2 lanes of traffic into one small street. And Terry was in the middle of a turn, and the local grocery truck tried to cut her off and crunched the whole front of her car. It's since had it repaired. But and the grocery store admitted fault. They were going to take care of the repair bill. And so 3 days later, when I went to pick up the check from the boss of the grocery store, he said, "No, we're not fixing it." I didn't have a leg to stand on. We had plenty of witnesses, but trust me when I say there were no witnesses. That's the big issue here in the Philippines. When there's an accident involved, and many Filipinos may not want to hear this, but it's the truth. They'll stand around and gawk over a dead, bleeding body, take photos and videos. But when it comes to being volunteering as a witness, they're gone. Nobody wants to be a witness here. So it doesn't matter what. There's no such thing as witness protection program in the Philippines. You're either a witness or you're a dead witness. You can go either way. Nobody wants to get involved. It's like the same thing with the Good Samaritan laws here. If you see a witness an accident and see somebody laying on the ground, bleeding, you know, in the United States at least, or in the West, most people will stop and render assistance. But not here in the Philippines. If you assist somebody, it causes more injury, or worse yet, if you pick somebody up off the street and carry them to the hospital, guess who's responsible for the hospital bill? Yeah. That's why nobody renders any assistance. They'll just leave somebody on the street bleed out. Just that's the way it is here. So don't look to get any help if you get in an accident. Speaking of which, on our way in this morning, I think Terry had her times messed up. She said we had to be at Zumba by 6. She said she had to be at Zumba by 6. So we had to leave the house about 5:35. It's about a 25-minute drive. Actually, it's longer than that in the dark. But we're about halfway here, and I'm doing maybe 40 kilometers per hour. And some idiot, I'm gonna call him a bona fide idiot, because he's definitely confirmed in my book. He's trying to pass a couple of these center cars on the national highway, no headlight. He almost hit me head on. I mean, if I hadn't slammed on my brakes and swerved a little bit, he'd have been in my front seat, on top of my airbag. His head through his window, no helmet either. He'd have been dead, and I would have been a witness. Actually, it'd probably been my fault that I caused the accident, but that's neither here nor there. It would be a big argument. Oh, I'm gonna walk down this way. Used to be a place we ate down here called Carlos and Carmelo's. I think it's still open. And the place that used to be next door to that, he done sold out, moved somewhere and opened up another business. In addition to bakeries, you got water stations, laundry shops. I'm seeing more and more laundry shops these days. Used to be people. Another little eatery opened up. That's fairly new. You know how you can tell it's new? It's all freshly painted and not falling apart yet. But anyway, back to the laundry shops. Years ago, everybody did their own laundry, but things are getting pretty hectic around here, and people are finding that the hustle is catching up to them. Oh, there's a vape shop. Darn, I don't sell any CBD products though. But anyway, the hustle is catching up to all these people, and there's not enough time in the day to earn a peso, earn a living, and do your laundry. So laundry shops are popping up everywhere. When I first moved here in 2013, I remember maybe 3 laundry shops. No, there's probably 30, if I had to guess, maybe more. But anyway, things are changing here. The lifestyle of most Filipinos is changing. 50% of the population now owns a car. So you don't see hardly any jeepneys anymore. I mean, they still exist. If you watched my previous video in Makati, there was an old jeepney in Makati, plying the roads, bellowing smoke. But in any case, Filipinos have progressed. Standard of living has progressed. How much is eggs? 30 eggs for 270 pesos. 9 pesos an egg. Yeah, 8 years ago they were 7 pesos an egg. So everything's gone up here. But yeah, people have to work harder. Inflation. They have to work longer. They have less time to do laundry. They have less money to pay for public transportation. And because they have to be a little bit more punctual these days, a lot of them have resorted to buying their own scooter or their own vehicle, which is, they're kind of trapped in the system. They all want a vehicle. And part of this is a crab mentality. If this guy over here buys a car, then this guy over here says, well, I gotta have a car. And they get sucked into these deals for, I don't know, 25-30% interest on financing a vehicle, which is it's loan sharking in my book. In the United States, it would be considered loan sharking. You can't charge that much interest without being considered a loan shark. I mean, ooh, a Kumon Reading Center. You see that? I always wonder why that logo. It's just kind of a logo, just kind of not a happy face. It's just kind of a but if you don't know what a Kumon Learning Center is, this is basically a daycare center for Asians to work on their math. That's what that is. I think I've seen that somebody doing comedy was talking about the Guam day centers. They're just Asian training centers, what they are. Working on math skills. Alright. We're back at almost the center of Calbayog. The mall's down there. That yellow building. It's early still. It's about 7 o'clock. Some businesses haven't even opened up yet. Some of the vendors have opened. You can buy your vegetables and your eggs. And we're coming up on Side Drive, which is one of the main thoroughfares in Calbayog. There's another bakery. Oh God. Chocolate Germans. I love those chocolate Germans. Mangoes are running about 200 per kilo. 200, that's the best price? 200? That's your best price, huh?
Yes, sir.
It's cheaper than Manila. Manila is like 152 for 500 grams. Yeah. That's over. Calbayog's cheaper. Yeah, Manila is like 304 for 1 kilo. Ooh. Maybe later. Yeah. When I was in Manila just the other day, I was thinking, oh, you want to be on YouTube? No. No, you are. You don't have any big tomatoes? Tomatoes? No?
What?
Big tomatoes?
No.
Small ones only?
Yeah.
He's shy, huh? Shy? I won't put you on YouTube. Another big shot. One there. Ooh, more food here. 20 minutes ago, this place is pretty quiet. It's starting to noise up. Oh, fresh meat. Fresh meat. Another eatery. There's no shortage of places to eat in Calbayog, especially if you like Filipino food. When it comes to Western food, there's not a lot of choices. Mango Lounge on the south side of town, run by a Filipino British guy, Christian. He's really the only chef in town that can make a Western sandwich, Western meal. Stopped in there last time I was here for some change. Actually, they fronted me something, so I got changed. I came back and paid it. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, food. Yeah, Mango Lounge on the south side of town. Every Wednesday is Expat Wednesday. And it's a place where a lot of the expats gather and eat. I might go there tomorrow. I might eat before I go, and because there's such a demand for his food. If you don't pre-order your food, it takes about 2 hours to get your food after you order. Christian is the only cook. But anyway, I'll eat first and just go have a couple beers. We'll meet up with another YouTuber there tomorrow. David runs a channel called Mao and Dave. I'll put a link in the description. I'll put it up here. I'll link to his site, or maybe down in the description. But Dave's a retired electrician. Been here about 2 years. He's just getting his channel going. He's got about 2,000 subscribers, I guess, but he does a little different video than me. He's more of a talking head guy. I'm more of a lifestyle guy. I'm not going to give you a lot of advice on this channel, because a lot of guys just tell me where to stick it. So I don't do advice. Good morning. I don't do advice, and I try to stay away from providing factual information such as immigration stuff, tax stuff, anything that could change overnight. I refrain from doing it, because then it just makes my video makes the video stale and old, and they become inaccurate. And as a YouTuber, you don't want to really take old videos down, because you lose the views, you lose the total count for the channel. Statistics wise, it doesn't hurt the revenue, but it hurts the statistics. And statistics play a large role in with advertisers determining whether they want to actually advertise in your channel or not. So you just want to keep all the statistics you can have. I think I want to walk down here by the college and check out the scenery. We're heading towards Samar State, or Northwest Samar State College. It's a 4-year university. One of my nieces graduated from here. The other niece graduated from Christ the King, which is over that way somewhere. But Northwest Samar State. No, I've had 2 nieces graduate from here. One's working at a call center in Cebu. Shout out to Jeremy. And the other one has a pretty lucrative dessert business going on here in Calbayog. So if you stick around for our fiesta next month, I'll showcase some of her desserts, because there will be some of her desserts at the fiesta. That should be on the sidewalk when I'm walking in the street. Stupid foreigner. I'm not used to all these sidewalks being cleaned, but apparently there's been some new ordinances of late. There used to be a bar. For example, there used to be a bar that I go to on McSide Drive, the street we just came from. It's called Demetrius. I did a video on that years ago. But the sidewalk's a little smaller than this right here, width-wise, right here. But they had a table and chairs outside. And that's where I used to always sit and drink my cold San Miguel in the evenings. Well, with the table and chairs on the sidewalk, everybody had to be forced to walk in the street. And I think possibly this new mayor we got, or the most recent mayor, he said, that's it, clean off the sidewalks. No more vendors, no more tables and chairs. Sidewalks are for a place for walking, which I have no arguments with that. So, sidewalks have gotten wider, cleaner, less obstructed, and fewer big holes. So, it doesn't mean that you still don't watch where you're walking. Because as soon as you take your eye off the ground, you're going to step in something. This stuff was all here before, but this has all been opened up. That was a string of stores here. That's been opened up. I'm not sure what's back in there now. Anyway, this is the college campus. And years ago, when I got the ultimate frisbee, the beach frisbee started here, we got the frisbees going, and we started playing some frisbee out here. Had some tournaments, and it was back when I could run and dive. I could dive and land in the sand, no problem. Diving and landing on grass was a little tougher, but I could still do it. That was 11 years ago. I put 11 more years of miles on this body. I can't do any of that shit anymore. And a lot of these little businesses over here, the sandwich bar right there. There's a couple little eateries in here, but they all basically cater to the college kids. And they'll be showing up here shortly. This whole sidewalk whole sidewalk here will be packed with kids walking to school. Hey! Smile for the camera. Anyway, here we are at Northwest Samar State University. Just to let me in. I'll just walk in. As they always say, sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to get permission. So, here I am. I'm not sure what these are, but they'd make some pretty good pickleball courts. Looks like tennis. Yeah, these are tennis courts. You could put 3 pickleball courts, 4 pickleball courts in there. They got a nice grassy area. I think mostly just soccer. School starts in 1 hour. And all the students in this country anyway, most of the students that go to college, they all wear uniforms. My friend was telling me the other day he's got a 7-year-old that they just, I don't know if they just figured this out, but they discovered recently that he can't read. 7 years old, he can't read. So they yanked him out of public school, put him in a private school. But that's not uncommon here. There has never been a big emphasis placed on education. Not in Samar anyway. Most people here, I wouldn't say most, but a lot of times you'll find people that have dropped out in the 6th or 7th grade to go to work to help support the family. They don't have an education. And the ones that do finish college, especially ones with a nonsense degree, like back in the States we call it liberal arts, that qualifies them to here to work at a fast food place like Jollibee's. Yeah, you have to almost have a degree. Almost have to have a degree to get an average job here. But to work at a Jollibee, your chances are better if you have a degree. I'm going to kill this for a second until I get down in the corner and we'll pick it back up. Yeah, believe it or not, my GoPro just gave out on me. I think it got overheated. Just about the time I ran into this sign. I just turned it off and said I'll catch up with you later. And I ran into this pizza sign. I tried to turn it back on. I tried to turn the camera back on, it wouldn't go on. But anyway, pizza in Calbayog. In any case, I'll finish this video off with this cell phone. I don't like using it because there's no stabilization. It's just really shaky. And I'm not sure about the volume levels. But just across the street from Samar State is Christ the King College, which is it's a private college. And you can imagine it's religious by the title. But we had one niece graduate from there. Good education. Decent education. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I got to get back to the Zumba class. They should be just about done. And I got to go get my landmine. And I got to go get the car smogged. I got to be first in line today because I don't want to wait 5 hours. But my insurance lady did say she's going to put me in the queue, so we'll see. Another bakery. I'm almost finished with this walk, and I'm happy to say not one bakery was harmed or depleted in the course of this walk. But this is a rooster corner here. They're all making deals on roosters. Rooster breeders, marketing roosters, selling roosters. Big business here.
Morning.
Good morning. Gotta go home and charge the GoPro up. I've never found the need to have 2 batteries for it because I rarely shoot over an hour worth of video like I did this morning. I usually get somewhere where I can charge it back up, but I might have to upgrade and get me another battery as a backup, because I could have finished talking for another 15 minutes until it got here to the car. But anyway, this will be the official end of this walk, and I'm gonna drive down the road there and wait for Terry. Actually, inside the car will be the end of this vlog, because I really need to get some water and get the AC going. But I did about 3 miles in less than an hour, I think. Yeah, about 3 miles in less than an hour. And in any case, I'll check it out. I've got my Strava app running, and I better end it here. It's going to keep the time going, but I'll post it up on here and so you can see what it looks like. But anyway, this will be the official end of my morning walk. They got a big crowd going there. I think they spend more time socializing and selfies than they do exercise. Yeah, this will go on for 20 minutes probably. Get Jollibees. Best thing on the menu here, coffee. Okay, actually this will be the end of my morning walk, as I just figured out on my Strava app that I did a little less than 3 miles, about 2 3/4 actually, in roughly about an hour time. Not a good record in my opinion, but I did stop and look at a lot of bakery shops, and now I've stopped to look at a vegetable stand. So this will be the official end of this walk. So tune in for my next walk and talk. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. Just subscribe and mash that like button, and we'll see you on the next video.